repeated.
Better late than never. Sorry guys, if you're not watching this episode, what are you doing? Because it's on YouTube. I'm in a new place. I'm at school.
Yay!
Surprise, I also go to college. So, yeah, obviously there's been some adjustments. That's why the episode is late this week. But it's here, so no crying.
At least we got it out. And I just posted a Let's Talk with M, and I talk about all my favorite movies and stuff, so there's 2 things being posted this week, okay? So actually, people are being overfed.
So actually, we're overfeeding you content. We are the Taylor Swift of podcast content. We are just feeding our children so well.
So you're welcome. It's no big deal.
Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Talk About It. I'm Skylar.
I'm Emily.
And welcome back, guys. I feel like whenever we don't record when we usually do, I feel like I'm missing something, and that says a lot.
I know. It definitely feels like, oh, I should have been doing something this week, but I hadn't been.
Literally. Like when you forget.
Yeah. Also, sorry if anyone can hear the torrential downpour that's currently happening.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just consider it rain ASMR.
Yeah, that's what we said the last time. We were like, it's just free ASMR
Free
for you,
ASMR.
so even more content. Even more content. As if all ASMR isn't free on the internet.
It's just like, it just decided to start pouring rain at the moment, so I don't know. Weather is...
Do you think it's like... Sorry.
hurricane stuff?
Yeah, because I'm just like... I can't... Like, I know where our hometown gets some of our weather from, like, just depending on where it's going. Yeah. I don't know where this hurricane is heading.
I think...
So sorry to anybody. And then, New Orleans.
I know that it hit really hard there, and I think it, like, might be coming up past us, but I have absolutely no idea.
Well, anybody who's feeling the effects of the hurricane, we hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, I hope everyone's okay.
And anybody who's starting school... Good luck. Emily's not for a while. Emily dropped out, right? Emily?
Yeah, guys, I dropped out of college. I'm doing this full time, so it's my only response.
I'm doing this full time, so what? So listen to the podcast.
No, my school's weird, so I have some time off, and then I go back. Then, I don't know.
It's so funny, because, I'll go about my day, and then I'm like, oh my god, Emily's not also doing this.
I know.
Weird.
I forgot,
very weird.
I would be at school and I'd be like, oh my god, yeah, everyone's, going through it. And then, I'm finally home, don't have any responsibilities, and everyone on TikTok, every single person on TikTok is moving back to college. And I'm like, oh.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm just chilling. It's so random. It's so weird.
Yeah, now, you kind of had that when you were living in the apartment with your friends when you were not at school.
Yeah, true.
But, now you know how it felt. Well, did you also, I don't know. But when I was home for, that fall and winter and spring, seeing everybody who was at school, they were, complaining about, I don't know, their all those dorm food videos. I was
oh my god, the quarantine thing that was happening and all the quarantine food at NYU. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, that was, literally a year ago. That's so insane to think about.
I don't miss it, but that was very entertaining.
It was so entertaining, but those kids were being
crazy.
Starved. That was ridiculous.
They were getting prison food, basically. Okay, Emily and I can't talk today, so it's definitely ideal that we film an episode, so.
Oh my god. Let's just get started, because I have a lot to say about this stupid fucking movie that we watched.
Yeah. I'm sure our regular listeners saw this coming.
Yeah.
We were talking about the Addison Rae remake of She's All That, titled He's All That. Have you seen the original She's All That?
No, I was gonna ask you.
Me neither!
I was literally thinking, okay, this is how professional we are. I was like, I should do some research to maybe see how it compare, what is happening with the first one. And then I didn't. So...
See, I had the same thought. I was like, oh, maybe I should have watched the other one, too. And then I thought, I'm sure Emily has, because you've seen every movie.
You think that I've seen every single movie, but
Because you always yell at me for not having seen movies.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't seen this one. I know that it's a football player and it's the dare for the girl, and I understand that, but no. I think it's, but here's what I was thinking about. This movie seems like a cash grab, and I actually have a list of every single brand that was shown or mentioned in this movie because it's a walking advertisement. Obvious. So, like, I think because it's modern and it's for, like, teenagers of today's age, they, like, how do you make a popular girl, like, how do you make her popular in 2021? You're gonna make her some influencer girl, right? Like, yeah, I haven't experienced high school with a girl that is an influencer, because
with two people that are influencers.
Yeah, like, so it's like, we say this all the time with these movies, like, this wasn't made for us. And no, we understand that.
It was definitely not.
But it's an attempt to remake a classic, and I don't think they needed to do it like the way that they did it.
I think the most obvious sign that it's a cash grab is the fact that I don't know who the audience is, like, who they're trying to target, because think about, okay, so they cast Addison Rae as their lead. Okay, who's her fan base? Not really teenagers. I guess she has some, like, probably, like, 15, 16-year-olds, like, people who like Charlie, probably, also. But it's mostly, like, younger girls, because when you're, like, 19, 20, you know, some people who are famous are usually, unless they're, like, making targeted content, like, those girls who made high school vlogs, like, their fans were other high schoolers a lot, too. Addison Rae, her target audience is, like, young kids.
They're like 13.
But in this movie, it's like a remake of a classic movie that came out in, what, the 90s? Yeah. Earlier? 90s. So that audience would be, like, older than us. Yeah. And then the content was, like, not for kids either. There was, like, it wasn't super serious, but it was, like, there was mature language, there was mature, like, themes. Yeah. And then also, like you said, the main character is an influencer, and a lot of the problems were based on, like, social media problems, but also she was an influencer, so she's not relatable. I hate when they make the main character have a following, because instantly it removes them from normal people.
Completely. If she had, like, if it was... But again, like, I think it's an interesting issue of, like, how do you create the popular girl archetype in today's day and age. Like, she can't be a cheerleader. That's not, like, that doesn't resonate the same way. No. She's just popular because she's rich, okay, but that doesn't humanize this girl. So she's not rich, she's scraping by because she has this influencer thing. Like, okay, it's just like, it's confusing, and she's not, like, I'm sure, like, a jock wasn't sympathetic, but in terms of, like, female characters in these two movies being, like, sympathetic, like, or just interesting, it's weird.
Yeah, I just think it's too weird because there wasn't a real direction. There was no goal with this movie, and I think they try to glaze it over with the, like, social media presence is fake thing, but you can do that with a regular girl. Like, Bo Burnham kind of did it in his movie 8th Grade. I never actually saw that movie, but
I did. I like that movie.
Just the trailer, like, the whole thing was, like, everything on social media is fake, and everybody's just scared trying to seem like they're not. Yeah. Like, that was their moral. Right. Same moral, different movie, much better movie, critically acclaimed movie. People love that movie.
I think that was just so much more real, and this was
exactly
not. But because she had to have, like, but I don't understand why, because a football player isn't like known for making people over. Why did she have to be, like, the makeover person? Do you know what I mean? Why couldn't she just be a popular girl that did influencer stuff and then, like, her friends are shitty and, like, made a bet with her because they're, like, bad friends, which came towards the end, kind of. But, like, I didn't understand why why it was like that. Does that make sense?
I feel like, yeah, no, I agree completely. And you were kind of touching on this. I feel like everything that happened in this movie happened at, like, 5 times speed. Yes. But, like, there wasn't that much that happened plot-wise anyway. Yeah. So I just, like, all of a sudden, plot lines would be pulled out of the air. And I'd be like, what? Like, the bet thing? And they were like, you remember that bet? Never explained why they had that in the first place, or really gave us foundation for, I don't remember the character's name because I never do.
Alden.
Is that Madison Pettis?
Paris?
Alden and Madison Pettis.
Okay.
It's not Paris.
Okay.
And
Quinn.
Paget, which
Quinn is the third person.
Right, who they threw in there as the lesbian.
Yeah, the token gay
otherwise
character.
The movie would not have.
Yeah.
The movie would not have been inclusive, but it wasn't at all in the slightest because it was still a bunch of white or.
The diversity wasn't horrible,
the word white.
But.
I mean, it wasn't good.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think I imagined it to be more of a diverse movie because I was like, it's high school in 2021 in California. Like, there's gonna be a bunch of... But no, the main characters are all white people. Never mind.
Yeah, like, again, Evelyn and I are 2 white girls. Like, really not for us to speak on. But as a white person who tries her best to see things through a critical lens...
Yeah.
The main characters were white. The 2 love interests were white. Yeah. One of the lesbian characters was a person of color, and the other one was a mean girl. So I don't really think we got good diversity there.
Every single, like, new teen movie tries to slip in literally just one LGBTQ character. Just one.
And usually they're a person of color too, so they, like, get it.
It's a 2 for 1.
Like, they did the same thing in Moxie. They did the same thing in Moxie. They were like, she's also the gay character.
Oh my god, that was so frustrating.
Anyways. Should we start this off talking about Addison Rae? Just get that out of the way.
Yeah, sure.
She was not good, but she wasn't the worst influencer I've seen in a film role that she did not need to be in.
Completely.
Her lines were delivered like a middle school play.
Yeah.
And she had absolutely zero natural body language. But I feel like in the more dramatic scenes, she kind of knew that there was room for her to be more, I guess, campy, if we're going to call this movie camp. This movie's just camp, guys. Don't worry
It's not bad. It's just camp.
It's just camp. That's what people are going to say about this movie in, like, 10 years.
I know. That's so upsetting.
Like, in the scene where she goes into one of the very first scenes when she goes into the trailer.
Yeah.
She went all out for that scene, you know? She wasn't afraid to make her facial expressions make her look off. She was, like, screaming, really saying things. She delivered those lines with some comedic timing. Yeah. Like, the croquem douche line. Yeah. That made me giggle a little. I'm not gonna lie. So,
I don't think...
That's what I have to say on Addison Rae.
I totally think she could have been worse. What got me was just when they were at the train station, which, of course, a pygmy boy is gonna romanticize a train station, like, of course.
The manic pixie dream boy.
Of course. But, and he was telling her the one tragic thing about him to give him a humanizing backstory, and that is that his mom died.
Someone's parents always dead.
His mom died, and his dad lives in Sweden, and the camera would cut to her, and her face is blank.
No,
not even emoting a single thing. What
she has the same face. I know exactly what you're talking about when she says, "Well, that really breaks my heart." It's like this very plain but serious look, like just slightly, just like a furrowed brow.
I was like, that's it. Does it break your heart? Because it doesn't seem like you give a shit at all.
She's like zoning out. She's like,
Like,
he's like, yeah, my dad lives in Sweden with, like, and he sends us gifts every year, and she's like,
well, it's the thought that counts, I guess. Girl, shut up.
Oh, yeah. What was that? We're jumping all around now, but I don't care. But she felt the need to put her 2 cents in that. I was like, just don't talk. Just be like, oh, I'm sorry.
Well, she said...
You don't have to have a commentary on something someone shares with you that's personal.
She said afterwards, she was like, not that it's my place or whatever. And I was like, yeah, it isn't. Why? Who wrote that for? Who wrote that?
Who wrote that? Just delete.
Just
go back 2 lines, delete. I don't think anybody knew the backspace button.
No, they were like, just keep writing. Keep writing.
Just keep going. Everything's a good idea.
Just, we'll write it out of existence, but we won't delete it. We'll just explain it away, and it won't matter.
It'll come back around. We'll be good. But I was going to say, a good example of this is I don't think they thought about Kourtney Kardashian's character for more than 1 second in this movie. Because, to me, this is the obvious choice, but it's the better choice also. I was like, oh, she's going to be her manager because she's an influencer.
Oh.
She was a sponsor?
Like a
brand head?
Yeah, she was the head of that Bunny Venom brand.
Which I'm guessing is like makeup. Why didn't they just make her the manager? Because then it would make more sense. It would make more sense that Kourtney Kardashian would be calling her on the phone being like, get your act together because you just lost a sponsor. Because I feel like this is, like, nitpicky, but it's also just, like, so weird that they wouldn't just do this. A brand isn't going to reach out and be like, we'll come back if you get your followers back.
Yeah.
A manager would be like, your sponsorship just dropped you. Get your act together and maybe we can get them back. It makes no sense to me that a brand head would be, like, going back and forth with one influencer. It was just so dumb.
Skylar, I thought the exact same thing. I was like, why does oh my god, why does a brand manager care that she's making over a boy from her high school to gain more followers? I don't...
And being like, I saw the video.
That's a manager's job. Also, when she got that phone call and it had, like, what's her name? What was her character's name? Like,
Paget?
No, Kourtney Kardashian's character.
Oh, I don't know.
Claire?
Kourtney Kardashian?
No, but when I saw...
Oh.
What?
I don't remember.
Anyway,
I forget. It was something.
She got a phone call from her, and the camera went to, like, the phone, and it said her character's name, and it was a picture of Kourtney Kardashian. And do you know what I thought? I thought it was one of Paget's friends calling her, and they had Kourtney Kardashian as her ID photo as, like, a joke. For not a single second did I think that Kourtney Kardashian was going to show up on my screen as a real character in this movie. I was aghast. I was like, oh.
That would have been so much more funny.
Right?
That would have been funny.
I was like...
They would have been like, what? Oh, we're making fun of ourselves here.
I was like, oh no, it's actually Kourtney Kardashian. I don't know why, but my brain was just not...
Kourtney Kardashian.
My brain wasn't there. My brain didn't think that was going to be real. So...
Really? Because when I saw the trailer, I was like, of course Kourtney Kardashian is also in this.
Oh, I also didn't watch the trailer, so.
I did.
Okay. Can we talk about Cameron Queller?
Yes, the man.
That's the high school loser who takes photos of trash that apparently needs to be made over.
Yeah.
He's a horse boy.
That was his whole personality. I don't know if in She's All That, she's a horse girl.
Or they just
decided that he was going to be a cowboy in this movie.
Not even.
From Wyoming.
Yeah. Okay. I just really hated the horse motif because it was so embarrassing and cringy. And when at the end, he comes riding in on his little Gilly, which every time we hear the name Gilly, I just think of the Kristen Wiig character from SNL.
I was just gonna say, I was like, what did she say? Sorry. What did she say?
Knighted.
Yeah. That's the horse when he's like, I thought you were a good judge of character. The horse is like, sorry.
Knighted. Like, I was so pissed because I was like, are we doing this? Are we really gonna do this? Okay. The only thing that was bad about him was that he had a really bad extensions in his hair or a wig, or whatever that was.
Yeah, I will say it completely changed his face, though, when he got the haircut, because for the longest time in the movie, I'm like, and then he got the haircut, I was like, oh.
No, they did a good job at making him
so they did a good job.
Look weird, but, like, he wasn't really, like, that much of a loser. Like, it's hard to make guys losers because, I mean, I don't want to sound really stereotypical, but, like, it's hard to make fun of men because